Thank you for joining us for this session on 8 key tips to improve your organisation's work-life balance culture. My name is Mandy Brasser and I'm from Balancing Australia. This session is targeted to employers wanting to implement or improve support to their workforce to live a balanced life. The tips that I'm presenting today come from the key themes evident when speaking with some of Australia's top work-life balance employers. I'm very grateful for those individuals who I've spoken to over the years, and I'm delighted to share this information with you. At Balancing Australia, we believe that by creating work-life balance together, significant benefits can be experienced for all parties involved. So we share this information to create this reality for more businesses and employees. The first tip I'd like to share is determining your workforce needs. It is important when considering to implement new work-life balance arrangements to ensure that they meet the needs of your workforce. There is no point spending valuable time and money implementing an initiative if it does not suit your employees' needs. Ways to understand the needs of your workforce is to consider the typical employee of your business. Who does that look like? It is also worthwhile looking into key demographic information. For example, is there a dominant gender in your organisation? What is the average age? Where are your staff located? And do your employees have children? Determining who your workforce are will help you to select work-life balance options that are appropriate and cater for the needs of your workforce. To expand on the first point, the second tip focuses on engaging your workforce. There are several reasons for this engagement. Firstly, to ensure that their needs are heard and hopefully met. Although you know the demographics of your workforce, you may not actually know what they need or want. By engaging them, you'll be able to get a sense of the issues and work-life balance challenges they are facing, and hopefully start assisting your staff to address them. Another benefit of engaging your workforce is that you will get immediate feedback into ideas, policies, arrangements, etc. Having a finger on the pulse will hopefully avoid costly errors implementing or continuing to run work-life balance options that don't serve the needs of your workforce. By engaging your staff, there is a fantastic opportunity to create buy-in and ownership of your work-life balance initiatives that will create needed support when implementing such arrangements. The final major reason for engaging your workforce is to foster a supportive culture that work-life balance is important, and an employee's perspective is critical if the organisation is to take this matter seriously. It is important to engage employees throughout the entire process, pre, during and post-implementation, to ensure that what you are delivering is appropriate and valuable to your workforce. The next tip is about being creative. Work-life balance initiatives don't have to be the same everywhere, as they should be specific to your organisation and take into account such elements of your culture, work-life balance philosophy, your organisational strategy, employee needs, etc. It may be even worthwhile to consider if you are offering something that differentiates you from your main employer competitors. At the end of the day, your work-life balance arrangements could be the deciding factor whether a candidate goes to your organisation or another. So think outside the square and be creative. One of the critical elements to a successful work-life balance culture is gaining support from the top. You may need to gain financial or policy support from the CEO or the senior management team. Although this is important, what is often even more critical is that at this level, work-life balance is supported. Do the senior leaders of the company also practice what they preach? Are your senior leaders champions to creating a work-life balance culture? The next tip is communicate and promote. To ensure your work-life balance success, it is important to document your work-life balance program and benefits both externally and internally. External job seekers may not know that you offer the support that you do, but promoting your work-life balance arrangements allows you to capitalise on your commitment and attract key talent. This is of particular value for candidates who may not know that you offer the progressive support that you do and who value flexibility highly. It is equally important to communicate internally. For example, when an employee starts with an organisation, ongoing updates and opportunities to provide feedback, etc. This can lead to multiple benefits, such as generating awareness for new or existing programs, improving participation rates, and regular communication will help re-emphasise that work-life balance is a valuable part of the culture. The sixth tip I'd like to share with you today is the relationship of manager and employee. At the end of the day, this relationship is critical to whether work-life balance culture is created and possible for all employees. Managers must act as role models and be advocates for the organisation's work-life balance philosophy and support their staff to live a balanced life. For example, not expecting them to work continual excessive hours, not asking employees to complete work during annual leave, not scheduling meetings after hours, etc. It is important to ask, are your managers advocates for work-life balance? And if they're not, what can you do to help support your leaders to fulfill on the organisation's work-life balance mission? The seventh tip is focused on the value of measuring and reviewing your work-life balance arrangements. Firstly, it is critical to determine what your success measures are before you implement any new initiative. For example, is it that 30% of your workforce will participate? This measure will represent the ultimate goal that your organisation is striving to achieve to determine whether the program is worthwhile. You then need to put measures in place to determine whether this goal has been achieved. For example, you can start by capturing participation levels and then later move to more advanced return on investments measures to determine the value of your work-life balance options. Finally, it is fantastic capturing measures. However, it is just as important to review these and act accordingly to improve or modify those successful, needing improvement, or failing initiatives. This will also assist to ensure that your work-life balance offer reflects the current needs and issues of your changing workforce, as your staff's work-life balance challenges may of course change over time. The final tip that I would like to mention today is the reality that organisations are made up of a diverse range of people who have very different work-life balance challenges to face. As a result, your work-life balance options may not suit everyone. Employers can approach this dilemma in a variety of ways. One approach could be offering popular initiatives to cover the majority of employees. A second approach is offering a variety of different arrangements to cater for the varying needs. A third approach is responding to individual requests throughout the organisation, and finally a combination of all of these approaches. Not all individual circumstances and requests will fit within a standard work-life balance policy or practice, and it is worthwhile for organisations and managers to be open to consider and be flexible with other individual requests. Today we've covered 8 key tips to improve your organisation's work-life balance culture, as practiced by some of Australia's leading work-life balance employers. These tips have been shared to help you to maximise your work-life balance commitment, to ensure that you stay in touch with your employees' work-life balance challenges, gain leadership support, continually measure and review, and be flexible in your work-life balance approach. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you all the best in creating work-life balance for your staff. For more information on work-life balance, or if you're an employer offering work-life balance, we'd love to hear of your own success stories. Please visit us at www.balancingaustralia.com.au. Thank you.